Hey guys, what is going on? It is the Sports Master here coming at you with another episode of my NFL Madden 15 franchise mode featuring the Houston Texans. In this episode, it is the offseason as we lost 34-9 against the Kansas City Chiefs in the wild card game. So, decided to go with an edited offseason instead of a live stream like I did with my Kansas City Royals franchise, mainly because this is a little bit longer and I haven't really figured out a way where I can put both on YouTube, make an edited video and a live stream video, and I figured that most of you guys would rather have like a 10-15 minute video than an hour live stream. So anyway, you see, starting off the season by re-signing scouts. You see the divisional playoffs, we would have played the Patriots, but it's the Chiefs. Sent forward to the conference. You see Broncos and Pats and 49ers and Saints. Patriots win. Saints win. So now we get a look at the Pro Bowl. You see we have Arian Foster there. Probably going to leave out some names because we actually had a lot of people. Just scanning though, of course, we're going to have J.J. Watt down here in a minute. I believe we actually have Myers and Suafilu. I believe those are both linemen on our team. We also have Kendall Langford at D tackle. Whitney Mercilus. Excuse me, guys. I know we actually have Mike Thomas at the bottom as a returner. So, kind of a good thing. You get a look at the awards. J.J. Watt winning your NFL MVP. Bill Belichick or Chad Masters winning the Patriots Coach of the Year. AFC Offensive Player of the Year. Peyton Manning hasn't lost a step, unlike in real life when he had a bad performance in the playoffs. You see J.J. Watt, Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year will be Manziel. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Calvin Pryor. Arian Foster, Best Running Back, Steve Smith Sr. Best Receiver, Nate Soldier. Best Lineman, Watt. Best Defensive Lineman, Joe Hayden. Best Secondary Player, and David Akers, Best Kicker. So you see Saints at Patriots, and the New England Patriots win the Super Bowl 38-35 as I'm recording this. Indianapolis and the Patriots are currently playing, so we'll see if that ends up coming true. Here's a look at our roster before we go into free agency and trying to re-sign players, in case you wanted to know. Going to hope to make a lot of changes and improvements to this team. A couple changes, need to get another center, and we need to get a right tackle. We don't have a really good tackle, and a better right end would be nice. We also need to upgrade in the secondary, at least the cornerbacks. Our safeties are pretty good. A new kicker would be nice, but I don't want to get out of my way. And, of course, let's see if we can get a good quarterback and free agent. See if Cam Newton or one of these guys, maybe not re-sign with their team. Who knows? Anyway, we go into re-signing our current players. You see Kareem Jackson, 83 overall corner, and we want to lock up these good secondary members. Brooks Reed, wanting 16.1 mil over 4 years. I'll be a little bit generous, give him 16.2 mil. And then here's the shocker here. Case Keenum, we're going to end negotiations. We're not going to re-sign him here. We're going to go ahead and look and see what we have at quarterback position and free agency. The draft, they have some good guys, but they don't really have that, number one overall guy. It's more of they have mid-round, first-round guys. So, we're going to be scouting, trying to maybe get a later pick, but we don't really have that guy that we can trade up and just be that stud quarterback right away. So we're really in trouble. We're hoping that maybe one of these big free agents will, maybe like a Russell Wilson or a Cam Newton. I know it kind of defies game logic because most of the time they don't. They get locked up and they don't go into free agency. But we're just going to hope that they do. And you're seeing here, not re-signing all our free agents, or not showing you the re-signing of all our free agents, just the bigger ones. You can get a look at here. Everybody you see, Reed rejects it. Brown, Brendan Harris, Eddie Pleasant rejects it. Mike Thomas rejects it. Jameson rejects it. Newton rejects it. And Mack rejects it. So let's go ahead and get a look at our roster right now before we go in. You see no Case Keenum, no Mike Thomas, and no somebody else, because I believe we had 6 of them. All our tight ends. We are a little short in the tackles now. You see we still only have one center, only one right guard, and only one right tackle. So Maybe fill it through the draft, maybe fill it through the free agency. We're going to need to upgrade at right end. We're going to need to upgrade with some depth at linebackers. And going to need, we only have 4 cornerbacks. So definitely a lot of moves going to be made. Not going to be a quiet offseason. So let's go ahead and get into free agency. Going to light it up. Look at the quarterbacks, and this is not good. You see highest overall Matt Flynn next to Case Keenum. Matt Flynn, I want to keep that name in mind. Maybe be signing him. Maybe be trying to get him. Looking around at all these quarterbacks, Ryan Mallett, of course, they traded for in real life. You know, maybe looking for somebody that's a good scheme fit. You know, you see TJ Yates a good scheme fit. Of course, Keenum was a good scheme fit. And one thing I'm going to go ahead and do, despite this bad quarterback class, I'm going to go ahead and cut Ryan Fitzpatrick, so I won't have Tom Savage. And here's a shocker. I'm going to sign, or at least attempt to sign, Terrell Pryor. And before y'all go, you know, y'all get up all upset at thinking that maybe Terrell Pryor is the future of the Texans. Nothing like that. Mainly the thing is, I just want to have a guy that can come in. He's a 91 overall speed, cheap. Want a guy that can come in and, you know, run some option plays, run some, you know, read option to get the defense, you know, wary. And then I'm also going to attempt to sign Ryan Mallett like they do in real life. Big arm guy, a big pocket passer, only 51 speed, but 6'6". Go ahead and look at a receiver to maybe pair up with Andre Johnson, Julio Jones. Don't want that contract. But Percy Harvin, it used to be with Seattle and the Jets now in real life, but his contract is up. You see he's only won $21.9 million over 5 years. We might end up doing that. Get a good receiver to pair with Andre Johnson, because, I mean, we had Andre Johnson who was great, and then, you know, when DeAndre Hopkins was a 73, everybody else was in the 60s. Offer a contract to Percy Harvin, now looking for another backup center, or a backup center. Backup Chris Myers. We're going with this guy, Lemuel Jean-Pierre. He's wanting 3 years, $2.55 million. He's a mid-70s, so that's nice. Not just getting a guy, you know, that's awful. And then on the offensive line, looking to stabilize that right tackle, going with 81 overall Chris Clark. 3 years, $7.7 million. Go a little bit higher to try to get him, because we really need him. Because I'm looking, you'll see a little bit later that I have some cornerbacks I want to draft first round. Don't want to go high for a lineman. And look at this. Was looking around. Darnell Dockett, 86 overall. Great scheme fit. Not wanting an absurd contract, just a little under $5 million a year. Go for him. Could you imagine an 86 Darnell Dockett, a Pro Bowl Kendall Langford, and the league MVP, and J.J. Watt as your front three? That'll just improve this defense. Now going with Antonio Cromartie, 86 overall. Of course, our secondary is what struggled, especially on the cornerback position. Safeties are pretty solid with Chris Clemens and DJ Swearinger. But we're going to go ahead and do that. We advance. You see Terrell Pryor accepts. Chris Clark accepts. Ryan Mallett accepts. Percy Harvin accepts. So some big signings early. So we have 3 quarterbacks now. Got a nice right tackle. And we got a nice second receiver. We advance forward a little bit more. You see Darnell Dockett accepts. Antonio Cromartie accepts. And Jean-Pierre, the center, accepts. So Darnell Dockett, 86 overall. Pro Bowl Kendall Langford. And J.J. Watt accepts. That's big. Now looking at some scouting, this man's projected to go 8th. We need some secondary health. That's Richie Bonner. Here's Richie Cosby. Or that's Ephraim Bonner, sorry. Richie Cosby, 6'4 quarterback. Adrian Donaldson, 6'3 left tackle. Being an offensive tackle in real life, I always get the value of tackles. You see that Manuel kid with that a 3rd round pick. Has some good speed. Oscar McBride, that is who I want. He is expected to go number 22. We're pick number 24. He looks like a great steal, so we're hoping he's going to fall to us. Also, Brendan Houston, 6'4 receiver out of Miami. A speed, B catching, A spectacular catch, B catching traffic, looks like a good receiver. Demetrius Sam, 6'3, B speed, A catching, B spectacular catch, B catching traffic. Jerron Gibbons, 6'5, 242. This guy's a beast. You see B speed, A spectacular catch. Another center here, Graham Bolden. B run block, B impact block. Amond Hurst, a right guard. A pass block, B run block. Looking good there. Kendra Minor, free safety. B speed, C man coverage, B zone. B pursuit, B hit power. Kind of a hard hitting safety. Kaliko Baker, A speed, A agility, D coverage. And man, I don't know. Even though he is a safety, I kind of want to do that. Look at this guy, Renee Mahone. 1 production. Ooh, I don't know about him. 1 production. Clifton McCoy, this guy expected to go 7th round, 15th overall pick, but he has C man coverage, B zone coverage, looking like maybe a steal here. So now we go into the NFL draft. You see Jets with the first pick. They take a D tackle. A tight end was expected to go number 1. Another D tackle by the Falcons. Right end, Richie Cosby goes, that quarterback we were looking at earlier. Didn't really think he was going to fall, but just looking. There's that tight end that was expected to go number 1. They fall to the Giants. Vikings take an outside linebacker. Skins take a corner. Not really many offensive guys. Teams looking to shore up their defenses here, it looks like. You see Kendra Minor, that safety we were looking at. Goes to the Bengals at 11. Interdivision rival looking to shore up their pass defense. You see here Lions. Actually, they traded to the Saints. They take Jalen Mendenhall. Our pick approaching, we're at 24. Dallas, the Cowboys take a left end, hoping that Oscar McBride will fall to us. But look at this. The Redskins trade up and get Oscar McBride. So that was our main guy. That was our guy that we really wanted to shore up the cornerback position. So kind of in trouble here. Now we're hoping that Ephraim Bonner, who's projected to go number 8, he's fallen all the way to 24. Kind of thinking about him. You know, maybe we might go ahead and draft that Brenton Houston. I want to get him. He's a 2nd round projection. Let's look at some offers. I really only want to get it if we get multiple picks in this year's draft. Teams are only wanting to really offer 2016 picks, except Atlanta. They're offering a 2nd and a 3rd, but, you know, I kind of want to go ahead and get a 1st round pick. Looking at Brenton Houston, you see expect to go into the 2nd round, but, you know, we don't know about that. It looks like a good prospect. Dre Clark, late 1st round quarterback. You see A, throw power, B, short, B, mid, and C, deep, with also a B or a C speed. Blake Lowe, Wisconsin, looks like a good quarterback as well. We'll go in that quarterback range. Do we try to shore up the defense? And we are, as we go with Ephraim Bonner. See, Dre Clark gets drafted. Tress Rivers gets drafted. Ewing. Dakota Dowling, a quarterback. Blake Lowe, a quarterback. So 2, actually 3 if you count that other guy go off the board. Demetrius Sam, receiver that we were looking at, go off the board. And now 2nd round pick. A little bit more sure of who we want to go after. Really thinking Brenton Houston, 6'4" receiver. Compare him on the outside. You know, maybe have him and Andre on the outside. Percy running some slot. Now they have Percy Harvin. I mean, if we're not going to have a good quarterback, we at least need to surround him with, you know, an elite receiving core and an elite running back to give him weapons. Is my thing. If we're not going to be able to have a good quarterback, we need to at least have good weapons that can make plays, and that's what we do as we draft Brenton Houston. Now approaching our 3rd round pick, and I didn't do a lot of scouting, so I really just looked at guys that we could take in the 1st and 2nd round, and then later guys. So I really didn't have a guy in this range unless you wanted to draft up. Thinking about that with Jaron Givens, you see 6'5", 242. That kid is just such a beast. It's unbelievable. That kid's a freaking nature. Here's a guy into the 3rd round, Graham Bolden. Do we get another guy that can go and be a backup center? Now looking at unscouted guys, you know, just going to take a shot in the dark here. We see a couple 1st round projected running backs late in the 1st. It kind of scares me. If you watch Mr. Hurricane, they had a guy that was supposed to go early 1st round, and he ended up having a 30 catching and was a 48 overall. But we're going to take a chance on Fabian Toomer. You know, if anything else, just see what he can do in preseason. 4th round pick comes up. We're pretty sure of who we want. Jaron Givens. I mean, I've had my eye on him from the start. You see B catch, B catching traffic, A spectacular catch, B speed. Is 6'5", 242. That kid's a beast. Draft him. 5th round pick. Even though he has 1 production and he's projected to go early 6, we're going to go ahead and get a safety because you know we have a good safety in Chris Clemens, but he's our only free safety we have, so we need to get a backup. Same thing with strong safety. We only have 1 safety, Clifton McCoy. That still we saw mid-7th rounder, but I don't want to take a chance. I take him late 6th. And now as we go to the 7th round, don't have any more guys scouted. There was a late quarterback that I was thinking about taking, but he got drafted. Looking at maybe a kicker because our kickers are 63 overall, but he's not projected to be drafted, so he's probably not good. Going for tight end, just looking around, we see a receiving tight end. You know, why not? After we text you, go ahead and get a look. We're going to go ahead and check our overall. You see Bonner 73, Both of our receivers, Houston and Givens, are 77. Toomer 67, not looking that good. We see Clifton not that bad either. And so the more and more I think about it, the more and more I feel really bad about our quarterback situation. So I go for rookie Dakota Dowling. Then I go for Matt Flynn. He was in free agency, got picked up by the Giants, 81 overall. Try to trade Savage and 2 picks, but we end up going with Mallet in 2 picks. So we trade a 2nd rounder, a 4th rounder, Mallet for Matt Flynn. So I hope that's a good idea, guys. Probably should have gotten him free agency. Kind of regretting that we have to trade a 2nd and 4th. But we had 2 fourths from the Rams, so we only really lose 1 pick because we had 8 picks. So now we only have 6. But anyway, guys, you're gonna go ahead and get a look at the roster now. You're getting a look at his stats are pretty much averaging anything. I'm gonna probably upload another episode of baseball, the All-Star break / trade deadline, and then I'm gonna upload the beginning of season 1. So anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap up the off season as you get a look at our new roster. Think it's better than last year. Think we can maybe go farther. That defense looks amazing. Anyway, guys, follow me on Twitter for all the latest news and updates to my channel, and Twitch for when I live stream. Make sure to check back for all these other videos. You guys are awesome. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Feedback is always appreciated. Have a great day, guys. Peace.